welcome back to my Dune Hippie channel, where we're working on the Chevy still. I was supposed to have this truck done by now. I really wanted this thing done and out of here. The owner did too. We were trying to get this thing done for pre-run revision. And that's kind of where I haven't really been posting or updating social media or my YouTube channel much since. Just been kind of focused, working, trying to get it done. That event has come and gone. And even now, we are just after Memorial Weekend. And I'm kind of getting back in the shop. I'm kind of reassessed. The reality is, these things take a long time to build. If you have been following us for a while, you know it's been on my channel for a while. It's been in the shop. And getting down there to the last things. But they take as much time as just everything else. So that's kind of what I'm running into. This is I tend to get very optimistic that I can get a lot of things done much faster than what I actually can. And I think that's just called like a dreamer's curse. I call that the dreamer's curse. You know, I'm just a person that thinks I can get a lot more done than what I actually can. So now, we're just in here. I'm still going to get the work done. It just takes me a little longer than I like to believe that I can possibly do it. So that's just life and figuring these things out and learning and applying that for, you know, future builds. You know, I've got, luckily, another Chevy right after this that I'm beaming. And I'll be able to take a lot of things I've learned from building this Chevy and apply them onto this one. So for anyone that's kind of new to the channel and maybe doesn't know, this is my business. This is what I do to make a living. I support my family. I got a wife and a kid. And yeah, you know, it's a learning process. There's no school for, well, there is some schools now, like some fab schools and stuff like that, but I never went to those. Once I got out of high school, I did go to college for a little while for some massage therapy, physical therapy stuff, which I haven't used any of that knowledge on this to date, other than when I work too much and I got to go like stretch my shoulders and legs out. But yeah, it's all learning as you go. Same with the business. I started a business around this. I never went to any business school, so you know, you gotta learn business and learn welding. You know, I never went anywhere to learn any TIG welding. I've only been TIG welding for I think 3 years now, and the only TIG welder I've ever used in my life is that one. That's my TIG welding experience. So, you know, some people, there's a lot of people that can do better than that. I've seen a lot of stuff that looks worse than that. For me, it's what I'm comfortable selling to my customers as a product, and these things got to hold up through whoops, a lot of forces, jumping, all that things. But at the same time, me and the owner want this truck to last a long time, and we want it to look really good. So it's more than just making this thing functional, making the geometry. You know, the function part is really actually pretty easy part, at least for me. This stuff is all geometry. It's not really rocket science. There's things that work and then things that don't work. You know, you can draw. This is all completely drawn in CAD and drawn on a computer to be built to specific geometry to do specific things. That all takes a lot of work in and of itself. But then the other thing is trying to make the stuff look good too. Not just trying to make whatever you can to get it in there the fastest possible, but making it actually have function and form. And then, yeah, trying to your best to make it look as best as you possibly can. And I think where I get in my mindset is, and maybe a lot of other people struggle with this, but I think the last 10% of the build, there's a quote out there somewhere about how it's like the hardest part of the build because you just get so excited to get this thing driving, and you want to start rushing stuff, but you do that, you know, you cause more work for yourself. That 10% takes a long time to get done. The first 90% of the build, you know, really flies along when you're cutting metal out, welding metal. But now it's getting down to those last things of, you know, we got some wiring started from the thrash. We had some brake stuff, and I had a whole brake setup planned for this thing and started putting it in, and it didn't work. So I got to completely change up what I was going to do for master cylinders and pedal design, and that's just part of it. Fabrication, you know, they don't These things are not bolt-on kits. Nothing about this is bolt-on anything. The only things that are made bolt-on is things that I've made. You know, a bolt goes there, but you can't buy that anywhere. And if you are buying bolt-on suspension, I'll just currently right now, there's nothing bolt-on that's going to keep up with anything built to this level. So it's kind of the differences. If you're buying bolt-ons, that's great. There's a lot of bolt-on, you know, trucks and packages out there, especially if you're going to go bolt-on. The only thing that might keep up with this is maybe some bolt-on like Ranger stuff. There's so many Ranger companies that have bolt-on kits and bolt-on leaf springs, but then at the end of the day, the geometry is nothing to what this is and the capabilities. Now, there's other things out there, obviously, that are much more capable than this. Those are called trophy trucks, but anyways, I'm just rambling and rambling and rambling now. Got some marks on there. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I just figured I'd kind of get in here, talk a little bit, do some rambling, kind of show exactly where I'm at with the truck. It's actually sitting on its own weight right now. It's sitting on those coilovers. I was adjusting the preload. So it's actually, let's see if I can get a little look. Kind of full view here. It's kind of hard in my shop to get a full view here, but I'd open the door, but it's raining right now, so we'll keep that shut. Yeah, there's kind of stanced out how it's sitting. Let's maybe get a little front shot. Oh yeah, I like that. That's nice. Little front shot, and you can actually see my buddy Dueling cut me that out. I might have a clip I can put in. I put the 45 in. Oh yeah, go back. I can splice together. Go. Yeah. There, they won't even know. So that was over there. And yeah, I'm working on getting a little framework built on that now. The main idea with the skid plate is getting the steering protection. So the steering, if you see the swingers hang down there, so you can see I have a little jack stand and just a clamp on there kind of holding it. But that's kind of where the skid plate's going to go. I do have the bumper. I've welded on some new pieces, and then I've painted the whole thing black except for where the ends it's got to get welded. So once I get all this work done, that's going to go on top of up here, get welded back on there with the valance, and we'll kind of finish up the front end here. So I'm going to be working on that, I think. And then also I've got one more slug. I actually needed to make a slit here in the frame, and I didn't want to do it because the jack stand was right there. So that's something I got to finish up right in here. That's why that front's not really painted. And yeah, just some stuff like that. There's a lot more other things. Since I've ripped out the windshield, I didn't really film a lot of stuff. There's about 2 to 3 weeks I was working on this truck, and I didn't really film anything. Mainly just to put the time into the truck versus doing the camera thing. Editing any videos. We really were trying to thrash. The owner even came over for showed up on like 9 a.m. on one day and didn't leave until 7 a.m. the next day. So like a 24-hour, almost full 24-hour thrash on this thing, trying to get it done. And that's kind of where we're at. I got a little bit more cage welding. There's actually some bars, yeah, right there. That got get added. Actually, I should show you a little bit of cage stuff because there's a lot more bars now in the cage and a lot more things welded. There's a lot of first passes done. Need to do some second passes on a few of them. Let's open up this door. But yeah, we got some door bars in there now, some other different things. Got the first seat, actually, but yeah, both seat bars are in there. Still got to do some of the frame tie-ins. And then the windshield is pulled out right now. Ended up pulling that out to be able to do some engine cage to cab cage connections. And then also to be able to do some A-pillar tie-ins here to the cab. So got a couple things in here that'll be coming up. Kind of a look. We'll probably, for today, I've already got kind of the stuff. I know I had a bunch of cage welding already on this video that I'm putting this clip on. But I think for the rest of this video, it's gonna kind of just be, me working on this front stuff. And then as I keep going, I'm gonna get the cameras back out and kind of start documenting and getting this thing wrapped up. That's kind of still the big focus here around Dune Hippie Machine. I've got a bunch of other little projects, and all you guys that are probably watching these videos waiting to get your stuff in here, we'll make it happen. We'll get there. But first, we're gonna finish this thing. So let's get back to work.